Things will never be the same, because the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
There are a lot of movies being made right now in the DCEU, for better and for worse, as well as the ones that haven't been made yet. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. But one that honestly has a lot of people talking is that of Black Adam movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This is a movie years in the making in terms of the prepping for it by The Rock and the crew behind it. And filming is finishing up right now. And with that comes a lot of questions about what things are going to be like. So, allow us to show you Black Adam release, news, and updates. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Who is Black Adam? For those who aren't fully in the know about the DC universe in terms of the comics, the character Black Adam might seem a bit simple. Mainly because he's the main antagonist to the hero Shazam, who is filming his own sequel movie right now, and that's most of what people know. But the reason that The Rock was drawn to this character is because he's honestly so much more than that.
5,000 years ago, Kahndaq was a melting pot of cultures, wealth, power, and magic.
In short, Teth Adam, that's his real name, was a fighter for his people and tried to help overthrow the tyranny that was going on in his homeland of Kahndaq. When things started to turn against his cause, the wizard Shazam, not the hero, he came later, blessed Teth with his powers and became the wizard's first champion. And he was able to go and free his people. But then he started to do more. He started, in certain continuities anyway, to conquer and then rule with an iron fist. Not as a tyrant, mind you, but as someone who was fair as well as ruthless. He is a man who would be judge, jury, and executioner if the need arose, and it arose quite often. As such, the Wizard and the Council of Eternity tried to take him down, and failed. In a desperate act, the Wizard put Adam into a deep sleep and sealed him away so that he couldn't reign over the world again.
Yet most of us had nothing, except for the chains around our necks.
But naturally, he got out and recaptured his country and did his anti-hero shtick all over again. But as we just said, he's not really a villain, but an anti-hero. He really does love his homeland of Kahndaq and would do anything for them. He also has helped certain heroes save the world, including when the crime syndicate, alternate Earth versions of the Justice League, came to the main Earth and tried to take over. He refused to let them rule because the world belongs to everyone. And currently in the DC Comics universe, Black Adam is a part of the Justice League. For real. So, given all of that, you can see why The Rock would be drawn to a character with both a rich history and a depth that certain other characters honestly lack. The Rock is fit. Anyone that has followed Dwayne Johnson's career from wrestler to megastar actor knows that both then and now, the dude is jacked.
Kahndaq needed a hero.
He has muscles to spare, to say the least. The twist here, though, is that for Black Adam, he went way beyond what he usually would because he really wants to look the part of the legendary warrior and anti-hero. And as he posted very recently on Instagram, during the final week of filming, he was at peak muscle throughout and then some. Minutes away from shooting a very cool cutting-edge scene for our movie, Black Adam, my skilled makeup artist, Bjorn Reiben, is applying tiny white tracking dots to very specific areas of my body, legs included, so our visual effects team track and compute my muscle fibers intensely activating and moving while Black Adam is raging to seek and destroy his enemies. This is the final week of production, and the hard work with my training, diet, and conditioning has been relentless. Hardest of my career because I've had to maintain this physical look for months and had to peak in my final week. But our collective goal is to raise the bar with Black Adam.
Instead, they got me. I did what needed to be done, and they imprisoned me for it.
To deliver the anti-hero you've been waiting for and you deserve. Final week of production. The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. Do not go gentle, Johnson wrote. That speaks a lot about a lot, because The Rock is not coasting with this role. He's well and truly going all out for it, and he wants nothing more than this movie to be a milestone in superhero films. Which would be a tall order, But in truth, certain DC comic films, as well as Marvel films, have done that. A great example being Joker, which was nominated for Best Pictures at the Oscars. Or Wonder Woman, which is hailed by many as one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. So, given the passion and drive to push forward and make this great, it kind of gets you excited for what's coming, right? The Justice Society of America. Black Adam is set to co-star Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher, and Quintessa Swindle as Cyclone.
Now,
they are going to be the DCEU version of the legendary Justice Society of America, a group of heroes who came before the Justice League in most continuities. In the teaser shown during DC Fandom last year, we heard Black Adam talk about how they were fighting for justice, but not his kind of justice. It's honestly unclear how much involvement the JSA will have in the film, but they've cast some big stars to play these roles, so you have to think that they're going to clash with Black Adam at least a few times. Many of these actors have talked about their roles and said how excited for them they are. Aldous Hodge, for example, has been trying to get into a superhero role for years and was thrilled to get Hawkman. Noah Centineo has been working hard to bulk up so he can be Atom Smasher, and Pierce Brosnan talked about what it was like to be Dr. Fate, and things seem to be looking up for the true heroes of this story. But whether that lasts obviously is up for debate in terms of what happens when Adam gets hold of them.
5,000 years later, I'm free.
Sarah Shahai is a name that many of you may know from certain shows like Person of Interest and Sex Life. But in the Black Adam movie, she's going to play one of the most important people in Teeth Adam's life, and she can't wait. I play a character named Adriana, and she's a freedom fighter that's leading this big resistance against an evil, malicious group called Intergang. Shahai shares, I'm Middle Eastern, I'm Persian, and there's not a lot of Middle Eastern representation out there. There are other Middle Eastern actors that I know who are either getting cast in terrorist roles or they're really being stereotyped by how they look. So I'm hoping that, on some level, Black Adam will help break open that stereotype. Given what this movie is meant to be, you can bet that they're going to indeed try to break that stereotype. Adriana is the love of Teth Adam's life and even gets his powers to become ISIS. So she's no doubt going to be in love with what happens going forward. Building to a Shazam Clash.
And I give you my word. No one will ever stop me again.
Here's the thing. When Shazam was announced years back and released in 2019 to good success, a lot of people wondered if Black Adam would show up in the movie or its potential sequel. Now we know the answer is no, for now. But that doesn't mean they can't or won't clash. In fact, many think that once this story of Black Adam is revealed, the next Shazam movie, or perhaps just a straight-up crossover movie, will feature them clashing. Because while Black Adam may not be a villain, he does oppose Billy Batson being a champion because of his very naive views on the world and his powers. So, you should expect a tease of that clash in the film. Release date. So, when does Black Adam arrive in theaters? Well, as noted, the final production bits are going on right now, and then there will be a lot of post-production given the nature of the film. But the good news is that we'll only be waiting about a year for it to be released, as Black Adam is scheduled to arrive in theaters July 29th, 2022. And the wait will likely be very worth it. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at Black Adam and how it's likely to change the hierarchy of power in the DC universe? Do you think that this movie is going to be something special when it comes out next July? Are you excited to see The Rock as the legendary anti-hero? How do you think his arrival will change the DCEU? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.